Hi Aries, welcome back to Love from a Leo. My name is Tay, otherwise known as Love from a Leo, and this is your April reading. So happy Aries season to you all. Happy birthday to all my Aries out there. So your focus this month is water. So I know what you're thinking, water. Especially if you're like one of those Aries who don't have many placements in water, or if you're really just annoyed by feelings and being all, in that type of vibe. But the beauty with water is that it can pretty much fit anywhere. Like it is made for everything around you. So it can kind of be incorporated with anything you do. So with that being said, this month can be very flexible in which like the things that you dwell into or the things that you dive into, the things that you expand your horizons into, it could be really good. Really, really good. This is also a time where you could be having lots of healing happening and lots of breakthroughs for yourself. Like whenever I pulled the card, I was picturing a rock that was blocking a pathway being like moved by water. So I feel like there's going to be more flowing, more harmonious type of energy that you'll be experiencing. But we have this card here. Now I know you guys see this card. Well, maybe you haven't seen it in your readings, but I know within my channel in general, this card comes out so many times from this deck, the Psychic Tarot deck. I read it. This is called Movement, Choices, and Decisions, okay? Oh, let me roll my sleeves up because they're annoying me right now. This card indicates a time of movement. Significant changes and choices must be made. With hard work, great effort, and determination, you have the ability to juggle the demands that are in front of you. Whether they concern money, business decisions, or other projects, it's important to stay flexible and focused. You don't have to do it alone. Reach out for the best advice and assistance. In addition, a financial union or partnership may present itself to you. The more time you take to make these vital decisions and choices, the longer it will be before you can move toward your goals in the physical material world. The changes that are emerging aren't some random acts of coincidences. They're all part of a positive and larger scheme. Notice the connections with everything, as this will enable you to avoid future problems and conflicts. Okay, so you're definitely going to be on this type of intuitive wave. I definitely feel like it's similar to fire, but it's not quite the same. You'll still have that innate feeling of like having this intuitive gut feeling, like you just know something is wrong or you know something is off. But with water, it's more so like, okay, well, how are we going to gently fix this? How are we going to solve it in a way that is cohesive for everyone that is involved? Fire is a little bit more destructive when it comes to trying to fix things. You understand what I'm saying? So with water, you're going to have to take it easy. You can't just rush into things. I think it's definitely going to be like step by step, but you'll know what to do just by listening to yourself. And I know that sounds cheesy as hell, but even with like the whole base of your actions that you're going to be doing within this month, we have the Four of Swords. So this is saying like you're not going to be really putting much action forth. So exactly what I'm saying. You want to try to take it easy. You don't want to do things rushed. You definitely want to plan before you act. And even if you are acting on something, it may take more time than you think. So whether you have a thought or if you have a process that comes up in your head and you're like, okay, maybe I should start this. No, plan it out, wait it out. I think you should definitely weigh everything that's happening, because with the Judgment card being right behind it, it's almost like every decision that you make has an outcome for your karmic well-being, or maybe your physical well-being as well. But I definitely think it's a mental state for you. So you definitely need to make sure you're making the right decision and putting together forces that are beneficial for you and also other people around you. So not just you. You don't want to just have this selfish way of being throughout this month, okay? So that was a mouthful. We're going to go ahead and jump into the sequence of everything that's happening. So let's see. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Cups in reverse, Knight of Cups, Three of Swords in reverse. So changes in the beginning of your April. This change could involve a Capricorn. King of Wands. This could be a Capricorn Sag cusp, but I definitely feel like there's changes on how this person is going about trying to get you. So, for example, you may be this King of Wands here. So maybe with this Capricorn, the way that you used to seek them out, or the way that you used to want to hunt them down, maybe you don't feel that way anymore. In the beginning, I feel like there's going to be a shift of how you feel, maybe how you work towards a person. Maybe your work goals change as well in the beginning of April. Definitely a shift though. Even with the Seven of Cups here, It's like you have so many choices. There's so many ways to go. There's so many options that you can take. And that's why you're so, yeah. Like, look, movement, choices, and decisions. There's just so many ways to go. That's kind of just like the general meaning for this whole April reading. There's so many choices, so many ways to go. Which path do I take? Which way do I go? That's what I feel like you're asking yourself, right? You know that you're supposed to think for the future. You know that you're supposed to think for a bigger outcome. You know that things are happening for a reason, but for some reason you still can't pinpoint, where do I start? Am I making the right decision? If I made a decision that was wrong, which one was it? Do I go back? Can I go back? There's so many weird feelings here. So many weird feelings. I think you're trying to make a decision on which way you should go with this Capricorn. If there is a Capricorn in the picture, or whoever this counterpart is, you're trying to make a decision on, should you go towards them or should you burn that bridge? That's what I'm feeling. Should you stay and go towards them or burn the bridge? And that's the beginning of your April. But moving towards the center of your April, so like the mid chunk of it, Seven of Cups in reverse. You're making decisions, but you're not really thinking when you're doing this. And this is all because of your sun sign, as being a sun sign Aries if you are, or just the way you're presenting yourself as an Aries in general. This is showing up as you being reckless. This can show up as you making bad decisions because you're being selfish. This can show up as you being just inconsiderate, to say the least. And I think this is a defense mechanism for you, Aries. King of Cups as well. Like, I'm seeing, it's almost like you would rather you want to be peaceful. You are peaceful on the inside, but for some reason, the way that you show this is very chaotic. It's not stable. So whether you show this as constantly switching your emotions or constantly trying new things, if that makes sense, hopping into new endeavors, it's showing up in so many ways. But I definitely feel like it has something to do with you and your own self-image, how you see yourself. You want to distance yourself from people, and I think that's why you try to be reckless, or maybe you try to stand out, or maybe you try to fit in. It's something like you're doing something to try to be a part of something when you're really supposed to be away from it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like you know exactly what I'm talking about, Aries. Kind of like, okay, you're ruled by Mars, right? You being ruled by Mars, you're a Martian. You're not from here. People don't see your vision. People don't always understand you. You can be very misunderstood, in multiple ways. And maybe the way that you express this can be very physical or just different. It doesn't matter how you express it. But I feel like on the inside, you want peace. On the inside, you want, emotional stability. You want to feel peace. You want to feel tranquil. You want to feel calm. You want to feel safe, secure. This is what you want to feel. And I think in the middle of April, you will start to feel this internally. But externally, you still are having issues with determining what your answer is, what your path is, but also determining how do you express this tranquility that you have within yourself as an Aries. Because Aries is not really known for being calm. You know what I mean? Aries is like the start of the fire. It's the spark of the fire. So if anything, it's more so like it's energized. It's fast moving. You understand what I'm saying? It's different. It's different from the vibe that you naturally feel. So you could have very strong ties to like earth placements in your chart, or maybe water or air. It doesn't matter. It's just you definitely have this underlining energy of water happening all around you. I feel like it's your moon sign, or if it's not water, air. But it's definitely like a very, if it's not water, it's probably earth. But it's a very calm type of energy. So I like it. It's just like, how do we get Aries to be able to express this throughout this April? Because otherwise you're going to be making very chaotic movement and changes, and it's going to be really hard for you to kind of find your footing, I feel. But it doesn't mean it's impossible. With water, it's always moving, so it doesn't, that's not a bad thing. It's just the energy that you're feeling this month, right? But moving into the end of your April, King of Cups. So if there is a water sign around you, I think they either realize their worth within the relationship, or they've gotten past the hurt. This could also be you. So maybe emotionally, you've gotten past that hurt that once was, and it's still there, but it doesn't sting as much. This could involve a Gemini. This could have involved a Gemini helping you in some form or shape or fashion, or maybe it's just a Gemini that you had a past relationship with. You finally have some sense of closure, or you're working towards that. Knight of Cups here, I kind of feel like on the inside, you're like, yeah, that was a tough time for me, but I know who I am. I know, um it's not necessarily you know who you are. It's almost like you know how good you look, or like on a physical level. It's like you found your confidence again. So it's not super internal, but at the same time, in order to have like outer confidence, you need inner confidence. Does that make sense? You're still working towards that internal confidence, but externally it seems as though you're getting there. But on the inside, I feel like it's sparked. It's already started. It's already started. Let me see if I can get a little bit more information on let's see, this King of Cups, Three of Swords in reverse, Knight of Cups. Where is this coming from? I almost feel like you kind of have like a player vibe going on in the end of your April. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. The tables have turned. That's not saying much though. Okay, so you knew this was going to happen, or there's, like I said, an internal change within you. But it gives you some type of confidence, some type of, makes you want to work harder. Or maybe because you're working harder, maybe you have more money, and so it's making you become more confident. It's like all of these things are happening because of a foundational change within yourself, an expansion within yourself, intuitively, like literally within yourself. But the way that it's projecting outwardly is beautiful. I'll say that. Again, this could be dealing with a Gemini for you. But I definitely feel like on an emotional stance, you're evolving past a certain hurt that you once had. Maybe this is a trauma. This could have been something that held you back, or maybe burned some bridges, or something that at the end of the day, it made a blockage for you. But I'm seeing that you're moving past this internally. But on the outside, you still have a little ways to go as far as the end of your April. So it doesn't look bad at all. So I definitely see progression throughout your April. I'm seeing that in the middle of your April, your biggest enemy will be yourself, or someone who is very like you, this Aries type of energy. Someone who's very expressive. But like I said in the beginning of your April, there is a shift. There's definitely a shift in what you want, a shift in your desire. So let's say, like, you know when you turn the stove on and it just like the flame like goes, that's what's happening in the beginning of your April. But moving towards the middle, it's like somebody turned the air on, or somebody turned the fan on, and all the fire is starting to scatter around the burner. You understand what I'm saying? And then moving into the end of your April, it's like, okay, nobody got hurt. You know, that was kind of crazy. That could have gotten wild, but nobody got hurt. Everything's fine type of energy. You understand what I'm saying? So then at the end of the day, the fire is contained, but at the same time, the only way that it can be contained is if you notice that it was out of whack in the first place. So you have to be tapped in. You have to be intuitively there. You have to be emotionally cognizant of what's happening around you, Aries, and be responsible and accountable for what you feel emotionally as well. You may not understand why you feel certain things, but you have all control over how you react to certain things. So I think you need to focus on that moving forward. Again, with this number 2 card, movement, changes, and decisions, it doesn't get any more clear than that. You have to be aware of how you're moving for your future if you want things to change. There's so many opportunities coming your way. If you pay attention, you will make the right decisions and you will succeed. But you must take that initial step to do the work. Does that make sense? Now let's get one final card of advice for you, Aries, for this month. 5 of Wands. Okay, so with the 5 of Wands, you're definitely going to be feeling lots of passion. Again, we're working with water this month for you, so you definitely want to make sure this passion is maybe inspired, or maybe you want to be creative. Maybe you want to, charge all of that anger or frustration that you may be feeling, or enthusiasm for that matter. Put it into something that can get you thinking on a different level, on a more less than logical way. You want to be more creative this month. So if you are an Aries who has a lot of creativity, you may be feeling lots of frustration, but if you channel this in a good way, this will be passion in motion instead of anger and aggression in motion, okay? So I challenge you to feel the passion that you feel, but try to channel it in a different way this time. React to it differently. Use it for something this time, okay? And see how things change for you. And I think you'll surprised, but also very grateful that you learned how to do that. I think it's a skill that you'll use after you learn how to use it this one time. So just use it one time and see how you feel afterwards, okay, Aries? And with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm definitely going to go ahead and hop into the extended. If you want to join me there, all you have to do is sign up for my patreon.com/lovefromaleo, and you can be, or you can have access to all the posts that I have up there. I have other types of tarot readings if you're interested, and also just intuitive messages that I get from universe. There's so many things that I have in store, so make sure you like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, email me if you would like a private reading. You can email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com. And yeah, I think that's it, you guys. I love you, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.